to the Any Last Words Pod. My name is Keon, aka Almighty the DJ.
And I am Earl Lonnie Hooks. A very special thanks to everybody that will be joining us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, as well as YouTube. For real this time. YouTube. And please do not forget to follow us at ALW Pod on Instagram. The God in me honors the God in each and every one of you. Today, Keon and I.
Let me just start by saying, because I like to always say this.
Do it.
I really appreciate everyone that has stood in for me in the last couple of weeks or anytime in the last couple of months. Really appreciate you guys. It's awesome to have people come through, bring good, positive, uplifting content.
For sure.
We are changing lives over here, and we really appreciate you guys coming through, sharing your thoughts, your views, telling us some really cool stories. Really appreciate you. So yeah.
I actually have something to say on that, because speaking about some of these people, there have been amazing conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing conversations. And I spoke about this a little bit on the last episode I did with JP. I've grown, and it sounds wild for me to say this, but I have grown a new level of appreciation for conversation.
Yeah.
And the word conversation, and it's interesting when you delve into these words and you find new meaning through the word, which then gives you new meaning for the symbolism behind it and a new appreciation for what it truly is. So I talked to her on there before. I'll just go through this real fast so I can get to the point that I didn't get through. The word conversation. I was having a conversation with someone about conversation, and the word I kept saying it over and over, and I started to split it up in my mind. And because I had learned Spanish as my second language, I knew that the word con meant with.
Mm-hmm.
And then ver, V-E-R, means to see. So then I started looking at the word as the act of seeing together.
Okay.
And then I decided I was just going to go look up the derivative. And in old archaic Latin, this word meant the way in which you conduct yourself in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I put all of these things together in my mind, I realized that the most engrossing conversation that I find myself in is the types of conversation where all parties are trying to see something together. They're not just a bunch of talking points back and forth. People are just trying to get quick, witty things off, or just trying to tell someone what they think they know, or put someone in their place, or whatever the case is. We're really trying to come to some sort of understanding. And I believe that through that sort of conversation, you do find yourself with a new idea of how to conduct yourself in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I found that was extremely interesting. You and I just got done having what people would call a difficult conversation, an uncomfortable conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I would hope for both of us afterwards, that changes, it alters the way that we now walk this earth a bit.
Mm-hmm.
It changes the way that we conduct ourselves a bit, through having a real act of seeing together.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was huge to me. I also had a very, very pleasantly surprising call from an old friend last night. And it was a very real conversation, very visceral. It got down, to the depths of the soul, really. And one of the commonalities that we shared, and really the crux of the conversation in a sense, was that this person found themselves in a place where they couldn't, quote unquote, fake the funk anymore. They said that they started seeing that people were not having real conversations. We're not allowed. But and you know what's funny is the holidays bring this up. Like this is really an apt conversation for this time of year, because family members come together, friends and family members come together in a way that they usually don't a lot of the rest of the year. And there's a lot of faking going on.
I can see that.
A lot of fake smiles. There's a lot of don't talk about this. Don't bring this up. Let's just make jokes.
Everybody, they want everything to be just nice and cordial.
Right.
And it's not always like that.
And so this conversation that I've actually been having has been a common thread with a lot of conversations I've been having with a lot of people recently is me, like the friend that I had a conversation with yesterday. It's interesting when you get a more intimate relationship with truth.
Mm-hmm.
The more and more you foster your relationship with the idea of truth and wanting to live a truthful life, wanting to say truthful things, wanting to be an honorable, noble, dignified person in that sense, you realize just how many people don't care to do that,
mm-hmm.
and what the reasons are for that. There's a lot of fear that is embedded with saying what's truthful or living what's truthful, acknowledging what the truth is, putting all the cards out on the table.
Ignorance is bliss.
And so, right, that's interesting, right? Because I've had people ask me before in the past. I think like my mom and my sister asked me about that. Like, you never learned things and felt like you wish you hadn't, Earl. Like, you never wish that you were just, for lack of a better term, just stupefied.
Mm-hmm.
Just lacking knowledge because you knew that if you did, you would just be a happy fool rather than a perturbed sage of sorts. I think that once you reach a certain level of understanding for things, the answer, at least for me, is no. No, I don't want that. With the knowledge that I have, no, I do not want to go back. I do not want to fall back into an unconscious state, right? And that is a state that we do put ourselves in by ingesting a lot of drugs or alcohol, whatever. Like you want to move further away from what is at the forefront when you're sober.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, this is too much. This is too much. This is a lot of real shit I got to deal with. A lot of real thoughts, a lot of real emotions I got to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go ahead and just dampen this down. Pass me that bottle. Pass me that joint. Like, I'm about to go ahead and knock this out right now.
Mm-hmm.
So no, for me, I'll take the contrary.
Gotcha.
to ignorance. I'll happily take the contrary. I'll take the wisdom and I'll take the knowledge and I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
So her and I were having this conversation about people happily living in these, as another friend of mine puts it, these Polly Pocket worlds. Shout out to my old heads if you remember what that is.
Polly Pocket.
Right? These little imaginary worlds where you just get to move things around and manipulate and just pretend. It's real colorful and beautiful in there, but it's just pretend.
Mm-hmm.
And you not being one of those people that can really rock the boat when you're around a bunch of people that are just like, just smile, say nice things to one another. I understand that everything is not really cool here amongst everybody that's meeting, but just act like it is so we can get through this.
Do you ever sugarcoat anything for anyone? Ever?
Sugarcoat.
I mean, like, just not give it to them 100%. Like, just like when whatever type of conversation you're saying with that, or I mean, whatever type of conversation that you're having with that person, is it always as straightforward? Are there some things that you hold back ever? Do you ever hold anything back?
I never intend to be rude. Right. So I'm never going to just consciously be discourteous and hurtful.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really what it is for me. I do want to be honest, and I want to share the points that I feel like ought to be shared for the betterment of the unit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's going on with me. So, but for me, actually, the friend I was talking about told me about this term in psychology called splitting.
Okay.
In which, you see this with people all the time, in which it's either completely good or completely bad, open or shut.
Right.
And, I have a very hard time. We used to call this the podcast of spectrum. It's very hard for me to see things as black or white, left, right, up, down. I can't, good, bad.
Okay.
It's very difficult for me to see things that way. So I wouldn't necessarily call it sugarcoating what I do, nor would I call it just bombarding someone with a barrage of just hateful but honest things. I'm going to try to, as best I can, objectively tell you what I'm observing.
Okay.
That's what it is. And there's going to be some things in there that make you, because if you want to talk about good or bad, I don't know about that, but there are going to be some things in there that make you feel good or make you feel happy. There are going to be some things in there that don't make you feel so good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not my intention necessarily to do either one of those things to make you feel good or to not make you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just, we're trying to get closer. Again, this goes back to seeing together, conversation. I'm just trying to get us both closer to the truth, as close as we can possibly get. And that may be out of our reach. We may be too biased as human beings to really get down to the truth, the real truth of the matter. But the closer we can get to it together, the closer we'll be to, any state of, I don't even want to say elation, but just calm, serenity.
Understood.
Like at least that, just having some peace of mind. That's
Mm-hmm.
where I think that's where peace of mind comes from, especially in a collective stance.
Mm-hmm.
But this idea of, it just really rubs me the wrong way to be around a bunch of people that you supposedly care for and love, and we're just all going to pretend. That pretend shit is really weird to me.
Yeah.
It's real, and I understand that it is the status quo, that most people just walk around and smile in each other's faces and say pleasantries and this, that, and the third. That shit is really weird to me. It's really weird to just pretend. Think about it like this. When you're a child, you see children, you have a small child, you see children grow up and want to be fucking Peter Pan or Little Mermaid or whatever, and they run around as these fictional characters and they pretend to be things and to see things and to do things that are not actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
And we would probably deem it unhealthy and certainly unpractical
Mm-hmm.
to allow that child to do it into their adolescence and then into adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
To continue to be, now you 21 and you still Peter Pan running around.
Yeah.
You'd be like, hey, yo, nobody told this kid that like he's not Peter Pan.
Right.
But we're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it looks to me.
Just a bunch of Sims.
Just a bunch. Yes. Just a bunch of actors, a bunch of fictional characters running around pretending to be and feel a bunch of shit that is not the case.
Right.
And I see that clear as day, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on around here?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we acting like this is okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it can seem a bit callous sometimes, the way that I speak. I think it probably could,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just because I like truth. I really do. I really like my engagement and my relationship with truth.
Mm-hmm.
I find it to be the best place to be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of what I had to say about just conversation and getting to the truth and understanding and mutual stance. I just wanted to get that out there before we got into some other stuff, like maybe Thanksgiving.
Right.
Right? You know, that's what I'm thankful for. Truth. That's what I'm thankful for. But you and I haven't spoken about our Thanksgivings yet.
Yeah.
You did come through the house, so thank you for that.
Absolutely.
My parents enjoyed you coming over, and you said that you also always feel welcome there, which you are.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Thanksgiving is just one of those times for me where I'm always like, I spend half my day on the road because I'm trying to see everybody. I know that, mostly everyone is not working that day. And I pretty much know that people are going to be home for the most part, or they're going to be at other family members' houses that I do know, places that I can go. So I try to see as many people as I can, especially folks that I haven't seen in a while. I probably stopped at like 5 different cribs.
Damn.
On Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, you was really. And how many of those were family?
4 of them.
Oh, okay. Oh, so I was the only one outside the family that you went to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Which is still family. Did you understand what took place when you were there? Did you understand my story?
For the most part, I mean, I didn't know the person you were talking about. I obviously don't know who that person is.
Okay. But, so you didn't quite. So
I'm sure there's some things that flew over my head.
I'm glad. So let me clear this up.
Okay. I just know that by the end of the story, what had transpired is just something that Earl would do. So.
All right. So I thought about this story and I was like, should I tell it to my family? And then I thought, yes, you should, Earl, because you like truth. And it doesn't matter if they make fun of you for the rest of your days, because you enjoy that anyway. Like it doesn't matter to you. So this is what happened. And again, I'm going to preface it the same way I did there to try to absolve myself from any sort of shame.
Okay.
Okay, let me not say everybody, because someone might listen to this and be like, it's not everybody, Earl. There are 2 family members of mine. All right. There's a couple of the elder statesmen of my family that when they tell stories, a lot of the time, they just name drop. Mm-hmm. They will put someone's name in and be like, oh, you remember old Susan from 3rd Street? Yeah, Susan from 3rd Street. She said this, she said hey to the family, blah, blah. And they'll just say things. And then again, to the next generation, me and my siblings, we don't know who the fuck they're talking about. Ever. But they just continue these stories like we're just supposed to know everybody that they've ever known their entire life. Mm-hmm. So that has to be kept in mind here. Now, my little sister and my aunt run the Secret Santa office every year. We do a Secret Santa
the famous Hooks family Secret Santa exchange.
Everybody makes their list. They give it to the Secret Santa elves, my aunt and the sister. They jumble them up. They get stuff ready. They send them back out. They distribute them amongst everyone.
Does your list ever change? Is it just the same things?
No. There's certain things that stay there. Okay. Socks stay there. Candles stay there. I think there's like one other thing that stays there. Oh, like face and body creams, although I'm not doing that anymore because I'm getting them from Boricuan Botanicals, and you should too.
Absolutely.
So what's on my list this year are 2 very specific things, aside from, the regulars. Mm-hmm. Air fryer.
Really? Really?
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm gonna get an air fryer, man. I think, I don't know if I told you I saw one at Tony's, his little birthday gathering, his surprise.
4-in-1 joints?
I don't know. No, I don't know if it was a 4-in-1. See, now you're asking too many questions. I don't know what it was. I saw one. Mm-hmm. I asked what it was because it was like this egg looking thing.
Of course
I was like, what is this thing? Everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy. They're like, Earl, it's crazy that you don't know what that is. And then I open it up and look at it. I'm like, oh shit, okay, I see what this is now. I'm going to get an air fryer.
Nice.
RJ also told me that, and honestly, the only reason I haven't cooked wings, I don't cook wings in my house because I know what the perfect wing is for me.
Yeah.
For me. I used to work at Buffalo Wild Wings. It's extra crispy, all drums. I know there are a bunch of all flat motherfuckers here, whatever.
All drums.
All drums, because it's just like a corn on a cob. Like, you can just rotate it. You can just eat and rotate. Like, it's the easiest thing. Like, you just...
That doesn't make the flat any harder to consume.
Yeah, maybe I just like the whole... Hey, man, it's interesting. It's just... I think it's just one of those things. I'm not even going to be it's actually objectively better. It's probably like... Do you pull the toilet paper from the front or the back?
It's apples and oranges.
You know what I'm saying? So, okay. But do you pull the toilet paper from the front or the back?
I have no idea. I don't pay attention to that.
Okay. Anywho, so extra crispy, all drums, extra wet. If you don't know what extra wet means, it just means just doubly rolled in the sauce or the dry seasoning that you're going to put in it. Mm-hmm. So I can't cook wings. I don't like baking fucking wings. They always come out chewy. Yeah. I don't fuck with chewy, fatty wings. I don't do that.
The thing you got to do if you are going to bake them, you got to put them on one of those little racks that allow all the oil and whatnot to fall into the pan under it.
Oh, or else it'll just cook in there?
Exactly. So if you wanted to bake wings, you could just get one of those little racks that sits in a pan. All that oil just drips off, falls into the pan.
Oh, there you go. Well, I'm getting air fryer now.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And then a pea coat because I'm ripping out my pea coat. Like I got a hole in the elbow, button came off. Like it's starting to look a little wild.
About to look like a Rumpelstiltskin.
I was trying to catch it real fast, like before you even said it. It was like, what little character is he about to pull out right now? Like, what little dirty ass chimney sweep character is he about to pull out?
I can't even tell you the last time I even thought of that name. That just popped in my mind. Oh man.
That's why it's so funny, because it's like, who the fuck ever says that name?
No, nobody.
Rumpelstiltskin. That's funny as hell.
They probably not even telling that story no more in elementary.
Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. So off the list, back to what happened at Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. So they name drop all these people. We don't know who the fuck they are. Mm-hmm. Now, my little sister sent out these. Well, there was supposed to be some mass emails sent out to everyone, right? So that we could fill out our pajama sizes, because we get new pajamas like every year.
Y'all do like Christmas photos?
Of course. Yeah, I'll put it on. I never put it on. I never post it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've never seen a Christmas photo.
I'm about to just post last year's this year, and I'll post 2 this year. I said, okay, I'll go look for it. So I go to my email, and I don't see what the fuck she's talking about there. But I do see an email from my Aunt Lana. Mm-hmm. Again, head of Secret Santa. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm just waiting around for my email to refresh, or for me to get this email that she says I'm supposed to be getting. But in the meantime, I'm going to click this other email from my aunt and finally figure out who this old friend of hers is, Jackie Lawson. Because she's been sending us emails from Jackie Lawson for years.
Like she's been forwarding them to you guys?
Well, that's what I thought. For like 6 years now, around the holidays and just random times, we get these Jackie Lawson emails, and I'm like, that's what the header says. It's Jackie Lawson. That's the title every time. And I'm thinking, just like the stories they're always telling, it's, hey, Jackie Lawson from Nashville says hi to everybody. She sent whatever the fuck. She sent a little card. She said, she sends her regards to everybody in the family. I don't ever care to look at that. I just assume that that's what she's saying, so I never open up the email. Right. It's been 6 years of me not opening up the emails coming from this said Jackie Lawson.
Yeah, you're just thinking it's some simple, hey, hello, hope everything's well.
Right. I'm like, today's the day I'm going to figure out what Jackie Lawson's talking about, because she must be very profound. She must be saying some good shit. So I go and I click on the email, and I realize that Jackie Lawson is the name of an e-card company.
Okay, yeah, I didn't realize that part when you were telling the story.
So she has just imagine it saying Hallmark instead of Jackie Lawson.
So why did she send these to you guys?
Because they are these beautifully put together cards in like presentations that be like a minute long that she makes.
That who makes?
My Aunt Lana. Like these PowerPoint presentations that have a bunch of shit popping up. It's confetti, the candy cane.
But why does it come from Jackie? Like,
again, it's like saying Hallmark.
Okay.
It's just a company.
Okay.
That you have to go through to make a card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So your aunt isn't directly saying, hey, Jackie Lawson from Nashville said what's up. Like, she's not saying that. She's just forwarding you the emails.
There is no Jackie Lawson.
Okay.
But see, this is the whole thing. There is no Jackie Lawson.
Okay. Okay.
It's just the name of a card.
That I can see how you could.
Yeah, so I
can
never
see how you
clicked
could make
on it.
that mistake.
But-
I get you.
So there have just been years and years of these cards that have like food item like itineraries that the family's going to do that year. And she's always, and every now and again, she's always been like, I sent you guys the itineraries this year. I don't understand why no one understood like what we were doing or what day we were getting together or what the food list was going to be, what the menu list was going to be or what this was. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. I don't know what these emails are she says that she sends out.
Was this brought up when she arrived?
So clearly I told this before she got there and we all had a great time laughing at it. And then after she arrived, yeah, Julian brought it back up. And I was like, oh man. So then I told it to her again and she was astounded at the fact that I had just never chosen to click the email open and see what the fuck it was she was sending us. So yeah, it was actually pretty funny. She didn't take it hard. She didn't take it too hard.
That's good.
But yeah, so that's what was going on at my Thanksgiving. That's what was going on. But now, how was yours?
Nah, it was great, man. I took the opportunity, I came out to Manassas as I always do. Spent some time with my family, stopped by your parents' place for a little bit just to say what's up to them. Always great to go over there. Everybody's always, I feel like every time I go over there, everyone's just in a good, joyful mood. Doesn't even got to be Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
Everybody's always just giving me great vibes over there. So I love that. I love your family. I love that household. I went over to one of my cousin's spots, just kind of chilled over there for a while. And then I went to my girl's family's house, had, like a second plate over there. And then I went to my cousin's house, another cousin that lives in Maryland, who was having a game night. So it was kind of a long day for me, longer than usual. Cause typically I'll just go to my mom's house and then I'll just go to my girl's parents' house. But I did a few extra things that day. So I felt like I was on the road all day. But
what games did we play? What games we playing?
We played Family Feud. And we also played, Word Association. You ever played that?
No.
So it's basically a game where it comes with it's a mic. You have a mic.
Okay.
And there's a mediator. There's two teams. One person from each team comes up to the microphone and the mediator throws one word out there and you have to think of a song that contains that word. Not only do you have to think of it, you have to sing it or rap it or however it comes out.
Right.
So
right.
I remember
that's fun.
Yeah, it was
That's
pretty
really
cool.
fun.
It was pretty cool. I remember the first word was night. It took a couple of seconds. But
Day and night.
That's the exact song. That's the exact song that came up.
Yeah.
That's funny that you just thought of that. But yeah, that's the song that came up. And I was just, what's funny is there was a lot of back and forth about what team I was going to be on because I'm a DJ.
Wow.
But I was just thinking in my head, I'm a DJ, but I don't know why y'all expect me to just know the lyrics of all the songs that have ever been written, so that just any word comes up, I'm gonna just be a fucking computer.
Yeah. You're pretty much a jukebox.
Yeah, like it's not because I went up there about 3 times. I didn't answer one question, so I was not valuable.
Was like, man, what the fuck, nigga? Yeah, we thought we got something with you. Like,
I was not valuable to my team at all. So lesson learned. I will rock the shit out of your party, but don't expect me to just know lyrics off the top of my head.
Damn. Silent night.
Yeah. Okay. I guess you could have used that too.
Yeah.
But overall, man, I had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I now work at a place where Black Friday is not a thing, so I was also off Friday.
Hey, that was your first in how long?
I haven't been off the day after Thanksgiving in probably like 10 years.
Damn. So you just got to sleep. Did you participate?
What, in Black Friday?
Yeah.
I did go buy a TV because I bought a house. I don't know if.
We haven't talked about that.
I don't think we have. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I bought a house.
This is when Keon come back on the podcast a whole different day.
Yeah, I will get to that. So yeah, I did go out and buy a television on Black Friday.
What'd you buy? What'd you get? How many inches we saw?
50-inch Vizio Smart TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's solid TV. Looking to get it mounted soon.
50. What in comparison to what I got?
You probably got about a 40, 43 over there.
All right,
so it's probably a little bit bigger than that.
Okay. All right, 50.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, man, I had an awesome Thanksgiving, had an awesome day after Thanksgiving. Decided to take my my family out. When I say that, I'm talking about my girl and my son. Took them out to the Silver Diner, got them some breakfast. And then we went over to Best Buy, bought a TV, and yeah, man.
And you were done.
Yeah. I was already out all day Thursday.
Bro,
I wasn't trying to be out all day Friday.
My family goes to like Tyson's and they go to Coastal Flats, and for some reason the same like the restaurant.
But like, what you talking
on
about?
Black Friday.
Oh, on Black Friday. Oh,
and
okay.
Like
Did you go?
The whole family. Yeah, I got out there after work.
Okay.
The same table
Seriously?
is available every single. What do you think I was?
I thought that y'all just call in and request like we want that.
No. You're not allowed to do that.
Okay.
Especially on Black Friday, you're not.
Yeah,
allowed to
I was like, y'all be like, don't be like that. Just
for as many years as I can remember us doing this. Every time they get there, the same table at the very front is available.
Do you say, hey, can we get that table when you get there? Or they just happen to seat you there every year?
No, I mean, if it's open, they're like, yo, can we get that table?
Okay,
yeah, but the fact that it's always open, and that's just
weird.
very, very weird.
That's weird.
Now, we sit there, and my little sister and maybe my mom will get up with her and go, but usually she sit and chill with us too. And we're just like drinking, eating, having a good old time, conversation about a bunch of different stuff. A lot of this conversation was wrapped around Dave Chappelle. But my little sister goes and she starts shopping. I got there and I came in through an entrance I don't usually come in because I came by myself, right? And I had to walk pretty much through the whole mall to get to where they were. In this time in particular, because I have this trek to make, I finally, I've grown a new appreciation for Black Friday as well.
Really?
I didn't know. I mean, you hear these stories through the years of people being trampled and people fighting and people getting shot over stuff. Like, you hear the stories and things are always a little bit more real when you witness them. Right? Or someone tells you a story that they had, right? I'm walking through the mall and I'm seeing just thousands upon thousands of people walking around. And I know that I'm not a materialistic person. I know that. Blaze and Vince and I spoke a lot about consumerism, right? And did you ever watch Mad Men?
No.
Okay. And then the advertising boom that made us start buying a bunch of things. I'm walking through this mall looking at all these people like, whoa, y'all just gotta have it, huh? I know that let me try to be a little bit more objective about this. I know a lot of people like to go out because they just like to be out amongst other people. People want to be seen. A lot of people have like their best outfits on. People just like to be out and about and be seen by other people. I know that some people are really going out to do shopping. Mm-hmm. I know that for a lot of people, they don't know why those people are going out and doing shopping because there's such a thing called Cyber Monday.
Right.
Where you don't have to go out.
Right.
Right. So you have that too, which kind of throws a question mark on a lot of things. But these fucking lines that I saw in these stores, wrapping around all the aisles, coming out of the store and down the hall that people are waiting in to go buy a couple of t-shirts and some pants or whatever little trinkets they're about to get. I was flabbergasted.
I don't have the patience.
I'm certain everybody's just like, yeah, Earl, this has been going on for years. Like, I know, but I don't participate because I don't want anything. I'm good. I'm good with the stuff I got. I'm good with this hoodie and these microphones.
You wasn't trying to get an air fryer on the low, on the discount?
Bro, I'm good. I can't bring myself to sit in a line with 500 people ahead of me.
Right.
To get an air fryer.
Right.
Like, that was just crazy to me, seeing all these people out. I was like, yo, consumerism in America really is something else.
Well, I'll tell you this much. When we were at Best Buy looking for a TV for our living room, we wanted to buy an Apple TV as well to go with it because we have an Apple TV, but we use it in our room. We wanted to get a new Apple TV for the living room area. So we had got the TV. You know, the TVs are usually in the back of the store, and the back of the store where they can also ring you up at if you're buying something from that section wasn't a long line at all. The front of the store, it's a different fucking story. So we were asking the gentleman in the back about Apple TVs, and he was like, oh yeah, you got to get those up at the front. They're behind the counter. So, we start pulling this wide ass TV. We got the TV because Best Buy's carts are kind of stupid. They're like really small up top, but they have these ledges on the bottom. So if you got a TV, you can put it down there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. But it's like, how are you supposed to maneuver through the aisles with this wide ass TV box? You know what I'm saying? So we trying to maneuver through the aisles to get to the front. The line is just zigzagging. You know what I'm saying? Just zigzagging. And we just contemplating like, do we want this Apple TV that bad? Or should we just purchase this TV in the back and just go about our day, get an Apple TV another day? Because it wasn't on sale.
Nah. We're not doing that.
So
we're not doing that.
We made the conscious decision to just go ring our TV up in the back. When we got back there, there was nobody in the line. We just walked right up to the counter, purchased the TV, and rolled out.
Yeah.
So we'll get the Apple TV another day. It wasn't worth it.
No. Yeah, bro. I can't see it. I can't see it.
Yeah.
That shit is weird.
And then on top of that, the discounts aren't even always all that. Like, you go in there you talking about t-shirts and shit. I'm not waiting in a line with 100 people to save $5 on a t-shirt. $10 on a t-shirt, nigga. You better be giving this to me for free.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna need to buy one, get two free.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need one of those.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely. I just can't. I don't know again where this minimalism came from. I don't know if it was just. Yeah, I don't know.
One thing on this earth that you're materialistic about. There's any like there's got to be something that you would be willing to wait in the line for. Something.
My dad and I were talking about this. I see if people have a real plan and they've been putting together this list all year. And they're like, once Black Friday comes around, we're going to go and knock out all of this. We need new appliances. We need this, that, and the third, because these things are old, outdated, obsolete. They don't work, whatever the case is. And they're like, we're just going to wait for this time and we're going to knock it all out. The thing is, when I have something and it works, matter of fact, nigga, you came in the house on Thanksgiving and you were talking about how you are just on HomeDepot.com just looking at door handles and light fixtures and light switches. And in my mind, if this answers your question, I couldn't connect with that less if I tried. Well, I'm thinking, does the door handle twist? Does it turn and does the door open when you do such? Bet.
Well, let me explain to you the particular situation that I'm in with these said door handles.
Okay.
So the one on my front door, when you put your key in there to lock the deadbolt, you know, the one up top, you have to put force in, like it, you have to, and it'll make a clunk. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that should operate like that. I think that I should be able to put my key in here, turn it with ease.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I feel as if that, sure, it works. It does work. But I feel like I've gotten to a place in my life where sometimes I'm okay with the upgrades. Even if something is working, I know that it could work better.
Mm-hmm.
It could work better in my eyes.
Okay.
I also think that I've become to be a little spoiled, to be honest with you. Before we bought this house, me and my girl, we were renting a basement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We were renting her parents' basement for a couple of years, saving up to get this house. And I've been completely spoiled because they have all the, you know, the stainless steel. They got all the good utensils. They got everything. You know what I'm saying? They got a garage full of mounds of paper towels and toilet paper. They got all of it. Tools.
Yeah.
You got RJ and Mikey helped me move. We were talking about their garage because we were moving some stuff through the garage. I was telling them, I was like, yo, look at this. Like, this is a garage right here. Okay.
Like if you need something fixed or worked on, you can come here and there's a very good chance you can come out with it fixed.
If you need something for your lawn, it's in here.
Right.
If you need a bike to ride, it's in here. You want to go camping, it's in here.
it's in here.
You need some paper towels for the crib. You know how older adults, they go to the parents' house, they ransack in the pantry, all that good. It's in here. You need it, it's in here. But yeah, like I said, I've become spoiled. So, you know, first day in the house, you know, we need some stuff. We need stuff. You know what I'm saying? We go to Walmart, we get some basic, you know, what's their brand? Mainstay, I think it's called. Mainstay.
Yeah.
We get some basic bullshit, utensils, plastic crap. And, you know, I'm thinking, all right, you know, we just going to do something real simple. I'm going to make some spaghetti, blah, blah, blah. I'm over here. You know, I'm one of those people. I know there's like an ongoing debate as to whether people mix their meat with their noodles or keep it separate. I mix all my shit together. Yes, it's a thing. Some people like to get whatever they want from the noodles and get whatever they want from the meat sauce and have that, you know, like they want to have it. I mix everything together and you just scoop and put it in your bowl. That's how I do it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Before it's prepared, like before it's on the plate.
Right.
You have it in the bowl mixed up.
I have everything together.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't do that.
Yeah. See, there we go.
Okay.
So I'm twisting shit around. I'm just like, and it's like the big spoon that I'm using is just all bending up. I'm just like, man, what the hell is this? Like, what is this crap? I'm used to something a little more better. Yeah. I'm used to something a little better than this. Like, I'm just
a little more better.
You know, I'm just twisting the joint around, the spoon all about to break in half on me. And I'm just like, this is crap.
Oh, all right. Okay. So
Like we can do better than this.
Okay,
like, we don't need-
Well, yeah. If you can't stir pasta without the shit breaking on you, then that's
it just,
you're right. That's one thing. Yes,
the spaghetti was stronger than the spoon. I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
No. Okay, I do have certain standards. As you can see, there's not just a bunch of stuff around this house just falling off the hinges. Like, it's not. We ain't going that deep with it. It's just. You're right. I guess there's a sweet spot between
in like
having to be too superfluous with your purchases and then just living like a Neanderthal.
And some might laugh at me for this next thing that I'm about to say, but as far as that front door goes, I'm used to going to her parents' house, just entering a little 4-digit code, opens the door right up. I'm over here using the key. Like,
yeah. That one I'm not giving to you. That one's.
But here's the thing. That's just what I'm used to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's just what I'm used to. So I'm like, damn, I got to strong arm the key to lock the door. Like, this got to be replaced. We getting a new version of this. Fuck it.
Okay. I mean, also, listen, if you got the money. Again, they again, listen, I know we've had this talk before, but fuck what I say. They say that it ain't tricking if you got it.
Look, I say that if you just bought a house, you need to have some money. Unless it's like brand fucking, like if the house is brand new,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You might not need to spend on as many things.
Mm-hmm.
But our house isn't brand new.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The inside is gorgeous. They've done some remodeling on the inside before it was sold to us. I'm very thankful for that. But there's still some things around the crib that need to be fixed. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I find myself on Home Depot, mostly like when I'm in bed at night, you know, getting ready to go to sleep. I just hop on my phone for like 30 minutes, just seeing what Home Depot's got going on, you know, seeing what Lowe's has going on, things like that. It's not something I'm just like on constantly all day, just like searching.
I'm just hoping that you're not stressing yourself out over getting these small appliances and upgrades.
Well, you know what?
When I don't want you to stress out over these things.
Let me elaborate a little bit on that too. I've been in there. We've been in there about 2 weeks now, and I've already come to the conclusion that, okay, Keon, relax. You know that there are things that you want to do. I know that, you know, you're Mr. Tim Allen over here, Mr. Home Improvement. You know what I'm saying? You want to do your thing. There's some things that you want to fix, but you have to realize that none of this not none of it, but all the things that you're thinking about, you're just piling on right now. A lot of this stuff is not going to get done within even the first year of you being here. So just relax, take it easy. If you want to jot it down as a note, do that. Put a note in your phone. Hey, eventually this is something that I want to upgrade. This is something that I'd like to have for the house.
Mm-hmm.
And take it easy. Just take it easy.
So is this a little bit of what you were talking about when you were saying you're trying to wrap your mind around the idea of being a new homeowner and going into this new chapter of your life and trying to figure out what is priority and what is not? What deserves forefront of mind space and what does not?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I've just found myself being a homeowner changes you.
Okay. Talk to me about it.
Changes you.
I'm certain we got some new homeowners. Actually, I know we have some new homeowners that listen. So let's talk about it.
We do. So like, let's say, you know, we were staying, rent in a basement at our parents' crib, right? There was a lot of things where I just see and I'm just like, you know, maybe something's broken. Maybe something just doesn't really look right over there. I don't blah, blah, blah. And I'm just whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, not my house.
Right.
You know, I'm just, just let that be what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't think there wasn't a certain level of care was missing. But ever since I've been in this new crib, dog, I'm just looking around. I'm sweeping up shit at every turn. I'm wiping down counters. Like, and I mean, hold on, stop. Hold on.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Do your thing.
And when I say that, it's not to say that I didn't wipe down counters or clean anything where I was living at before, but
I'm wiping down counters, washing my hands in this motherfucker.
But
I'm closing the refrigerator door when I'm done with it.
See, that's why I didn't want it to go there. That's why I did that. because I didn't want it to go there. Because I'm not trying. I wasn't
walking through your fiance's parents' house, just like, wait, what is that called? Fiance's parents. What is it called? Parents-in-law.
Yeah.
You're walking through your parents-in-law's house, disrespectful.
But it's just like, I've come into this house with a new appreciation for the things that are around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm seeing things differently or slightly clearer. You know, it's like I've taken on the ownership.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is mine. This is the biggest investment that I've ever made in my entire life.
Right.
Mentally, physically, emotionally, anything. This is the biggest thing that I've done. I'll say in a long time.
Now, I'm going to allow you to get back to this home ownership. But on that note right there, we're not going to get back into it, but I will share, again, some of my passion here.
Mm-hmm.
What you just said is how I feel about this podcast.
I feel it.
So when you think about that house,
mm-hmm.
and you think about what you put into it, and you think about where you want to take it and
mm-hmm.
what it means to you,
mm-hmm.
and what it means to walk through and feel comfortable and make sure that the doorknobs work the way you want and the locks do and the light fixtures light the room just the way you want it to and there are crystals hanging from the sky, whatever the fuck it is that you want. That's how I feel about this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a walk yesterday and I was just listening. Most of the music I listen to just be a lot of motivational music to me. Light Up. Sorry, mama, I promise it wouldn't change me, but I wouldn't went insane had I remained the same me. Right? Let's see. J. Cole, KOD, Friends. Feeling like the only one that made it, and I hate it for my niggas because they ain't got ambition. Imagine you feeling like you're going to take something somewhere and you just have to watch the people that you care about most fall off because they can't take it. They can't take their heart where you can.
Mm-hmm.
That is another way of feeling survivor's guilt,
mm-hmm.
right? Oh man, I wish you could see the vision I could. Because if you could, you'd put your heart in it too,
mm-hmm.
right? Big Sean, Sacrifices. What do you say? I made sacrifices. I cut the fuck shit drama out my energy, focused on the inner me, never on the enemy. And I done sacrificed my own mind. I done sacrificed my own time. I done sacrificed my love life. I don't sacrifice the club life. These things, this common thread that I see is that there are certain people that have a vision, that have a power inside of them.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something Blaze and I talked about. This is something Jessica and I talked about on here. There's something I talked about with JP on the last one. Is this switch being flipped? I just flipped the switch. Flip. I don't see nobody else that doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Body start to drop. Hit the flow. Listen. When you decide that things are just going to be done,
mm-hmm.
there is no, is it difficult? JP said that to me when I told her I wanted to take conversation to a certain place. She said, that sounds difficult. I said, yeah, you fucking right. There's a certain mentality when I was talking to Jessica and I was like, what's the biggest thing that gets in the way from your clients getting to where they need to be? It's the dog in them. It's the fact that they're looking for the motivation and they need to be building the discipline,
mm-hmm.
right? Blaze, why are you so intense? What's going on? Where did that come from in life? My dad was a vet. My grandpa was a vet. My mom was Wonder Woman. She was a bodybuilder. Like, all I ever knew was achieve. Mm-hmm. All I ever knew was get shit done.
Mm-hmm.
And in certain people, it's like we either doing it or we not doing it. Mm-hmm. The King Richard story with Will Smith and Serena Williams, Venus Williams, we doing it. If there's no in between for certain people. And I happen to be one of those people. No matter what it is you've ever seen me do, when I was running around with a camera doing photography back in the day, every time you saw me, I had that camera wrapped around my neck.
Mm-hmm.
When I was painting and coloring stuff, the pastels, every time y'all came down to my parents' room or my parents' basement, there was a canvas. There was an easel and a canvas set up, and there was something being worked on at the time.
Mm-hmm.
When I picked up that guitar, 8 hours a day in there, right? When I picked up the drugs, you know what I'm saying? Took that to the level.
That's real.
You know what I mean? Took this podcast. There's no there is no in between.
Mm-hmm.
Either we just gonna chill and we gonna rock out on the couch and watch TV, or we're gonna get some shit done.
Right.
We're going to achieve. We're going to do something. There is no in between for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's sort of how I feel. You know what I mean? And again, in conjunction with you talking about taking on the ownership
mm-hmm.
of this house and the responsibilities that come along with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see another way. That's all that I know is get this done.
Right.
Every second of the day. So it's very interesting, and a lot of it, you know. I remember Russell Brand having this conversation a long time ago. He was talking about Tom Cruise. And I think he said he was having like dinner with Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise was talking about people just not working hard. Kevin Hart talks about this a lot. Joe Rogan talks about this a lot. Is people just working hard for what they get. And a lot of conservatives talk about this. The phrase would be pull yourself up by your bootstraps. A lot of people don't have the belief that you can't even. Whoa, what's going on here? It sounds like these headphones is crazy. We get to hear everything that's going on, but it won't be picked up by the microphones. But anyway, so a lot of people believe that even that giddy up and go that I'm talking about is a talent.
Mm-hmm.
And now, again, I don't know if it is or if it's not. I don't know if like, you know, Richard Williams, if you plan it before the child is even born, because this, again, that whole King Richard story with Venus and Serena Williams, that was planned before they were even born.
Did you watched it already?
Oh yeah, okay. With the family, it was crazy. Okay. I spent the whole time crying. Right, so. Or if it's something more innate, or, you know, again, the balance between nurture and nature, which we talk about all the time on here. I don't quite know what it is, but I know that it's here. I know it's in my heart. I know it's in my soul. I feel that shit on a microscopic level. I feel that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, on a molecular level, I feel it.
Decasecond type of level.
Nice. Let's see what you did there. Yeah. So I that's how I feel. And if I ever do come across like a madman, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think that you get to these places without it. I don't think that you truly achieve, not on a high level,
mm-hmm.
without it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's the only thing that stops us a lot of the time is ourselves.
Absolutely.
And since I've moved that out of the way, all I see is space and opportunity. That's all I see is space and opportunity. The only question I ever have to ask myself is, do I want it or not? Do I want it or not? A lot of the times I don't like to put tasks on other people, because then if it's not done well, or if it's not done at all, there's a resentment that can come.
Mm-hmm.
I'd much rather take all the burden on, and then that way I'm the only person I have to be upset with.
Right.
At the end of the day, if it doesn't come out the way that I want it to.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know that shit ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. If I'm in charge of what I got going on, like I said, I'm taking it to the moon. We go in there with it. We going there with it because I don't know any other way. When I was on here preaching on, was that episode 84, Since the Dawn of Time with Ryan Richards at the very end, when I was like, get up, do something, find something in life that invigorates you.
Right.
I can't, again, I think that this has something to do with my relationship with truth. And I say this too often on here, but Vince was talking about it again. We can go at any time.
Yeah.
At any time. We've all lost, we've lost people. We've seen people go old, young, especially in this day and age. We've seen a lot of people go.
Right.
Rappers are dropping left and right.
They
Rest
sure
in peace
are.
to Young Dolph.
It's Dolph.
Crazy. At the cookie shop.
Yeah.
He went to go get cookies.
Yeah. My girl's a big Young Dolph fan. That shit sucks.
Right.
Fuck with Dolph.
So my thing is I am hyper aware of the fact that I'm not exempt from that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not one of the people that goes out and thinks when I go out into the store, it'll never be me where a mass shooting takes place.
Right.
That's not how I live life.
Mm-hmm.
I live life knowing it can be curtains at any moment. So it makes no sense to me at all to not, when I'm not subdued by drugs, which is why I try to stay away, to not take life into my hands,
Mm-hmm.
to not take the reins and make every single moment that I have with people and myself matter. It makes no sense to me at all. But again, it's that relationship with truth that I have. We're going back to that for a second, but that's how I feel about that. Now back to your home ownership.
So yeah, I mean, we're getting it together. Like I said, there's my mind's been everywhere about this house. It's a huge investment. And I've learned very quickly that I just need to take my time when it comes to this, because ultimately the goal is to allow this home to keep its value. So that one day, if we decide to sell it, it's worth something. We've chosen an area of Maryland in which we think that, the property values will continue to go up, and things will work in our favor as long as that we can, keep up the insides and the outsides of what we own.
Yeah.
So,
ain't been no rascals running around outside causing no trouble. Nothing.
Nah.
That's good.
Niggas might laugh at me for this, but I was also, I was just thinking, like, because where I was living, I came from a predominantly black area, richest black county in the country, to be honest with you. And when we were moving, I was just thinking, like, man, I hope it's a couple brothers around. You know what I'm saying? I hope it's a couple brothers out there.
Yeah.
Maybe that really shouldn't matter. When you're buying a house, I don't know that you want to look for a house based on the demographic of people that live there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But I was in my mind thinking, like, it'd be nice if, a couple brothers around there, a couple sisters around, some black people around. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Or just a good mixture of everyone, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was thinking. Because when I went up to Boston to see my little sister, that's one of the main things that I said to my parents was, man, how beautiful is this? Like, just, big city stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you see everybody.
Yeah.
It's like, that's great. Now, you have a child, so I would think that would probably be, if that was a priority, what the demographic is like, that would probably be one of the top reasons why you are looking at the demographic and the diversity of the demographic there.
Right.
Because I would hope, or one would think that you would like for your child to grow up amongst a lot of different types of people.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know what? Speaking of him, this is I'm changing the topic right now. But speaking
no
of him,
segue.
No, not at all. Speaking of him, I've done a ton of just thinking about my son in recent months.
Oh, this is a segue. No, this is fine.
I've done a ton of thinking about him and his well-being and just the type of person that I want him to become.
Couldn't get a word out of him on Thanksgiving though.
Yeah,
he came in the crib. What up? No, just play.
Yeah, he's like that.
Yeah.
But I've been doing a ton of thinking about how he sees me and the type of person that I want him to become, and how, I try to have his best interest in mind, and, just actively thinking about his future. And, I'm often wondering, what does Jacory think about me?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm his father. I'm probably one of the biggest influence, I'd like to say, in his life.
Yeah.
And I often just think
right behind TikTok.
Right. Right. But I'm gonna tell a short story here that's gonna lead into a really important conversation that I had with him on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So a while ago, I was telling you on here, and you guys, about a family member of mine that was going through some health issues. And, I was talking about how I was just having trouble just kind of coming to terms with everything. And I hadn't spoken to that person because that person had wronged me in certain ways and things like that. And I told you that I finally had a conversation with him, and that everything was, all good, or I thought it was all good. But even after that conversation, Earl, I hadn't, how long we had that conversation? That was a long time ago, right?
Many pods ago.
Many pods ago. I hadn't spoken to that person this entire time until Thanksgiving, just last week.
Okay.
I still hadn't spoken to that person. And I've just gone through this roller coaster of emotions. And you know what? I'm gonna just be real transparent here. I'm talking about my dad. I grew up in a 2-family household with my mother and my stepfather. I'm talking about my biological father here, because you guys need to know that in order for this to make sense at the end of this story. I'm talking about my biological father. He's got some health issues due to past drug use. And me and his relationship, as a kid, I'm just like, yeah, whatever, it's my dad. I don't know anything about that. And quite honestly, I didn't know anything about it until he got sick. And it really just smacked me in the face. And I didn't know how to feel about it at first. At first, it was just a lot of me feeling bad for him, or me feeling sorry for him. You know what I'm saying? And I got to thinking, and I'm just like, okay, obviously you don't want that to happen to anyone that you love. You know what I'm saying? So you feel bad, you feel sorry. But then I started to get angry. And I started to think to myself, like, Keon, he kind of put himself in this position. You know what I'm saying? He kind of put himself in this position. He hid his drug use very well for a long time, because I didn't know it until just a couple of years ago when he started to have these issues. And I'm just like thinking about all the times where, as a child, and I'm thinking about this in my adult mind now. Obviously I didn't know this as a child, but I'm thinking back to all the times where just the weird things he would do. You know what I'm saying? Just like sometimes he'd like, oh, I know you got a couple dollars. I know your mom gave you some money. You know what I'm saying? You could just hook me up real quick. I'll give it back to you. And I'm thinking about that as an adult, and I'm just like, ain't no nigga that desperate for $10 out of his son's pocket unless it's for drugs or something very addictive, gambling, something crazy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because why you want to take the $10, $20 that the mom gave the kid to take with him for the weekend?
Yeah.
There's no reason. And I think back on that type of shit as an adult, and I'm just like, this man has let hardcore drugs rule his entire life. Even when it came to his kids, you know what I'm saying? He chose not to be as active as he could have been. And thank God for my mom for just making the effort to make sure that I still knew who he was in my life. Because even through all those years of him doing him, you know what I'm saying, she still made the effort to make sure that I was still around that part of my family. And I appreciate her doing that a lot.
She's a real one for that. She's a real one for that.
And even when this first kicked off, I asked my mom, I was like, you knew about this? Like, you knew that he was actively doing this? And you knew that's probably a huge reason as to why he's the type of person that he was, why he wasn't as active in my life, the reason that you left him, part of the reason that we probably moved away to get me away from that shit. I was just blown away.
Yeah.
I was blown away. And so me and Jacory went to go visit him on Thanksgiving. I hadn't seen or spoken to this man in several months. So I go over there, and obviously I'm happy to see him. Like, it's not weird. Like, I go over there, like everybody over there is family. Mm. But I go in there and, it's, we sit down, we have a decent conversation. His motor skills are a little off. You know what I'm saying? He speaks a little lower than he does. Just imagine, like, the way that you hear me speaking on here, my voice is deep. It travels. I get that from my dad. You are probably one of very few people that have even ever met this person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm talking to him, and it's just like he's like a shell of himself. A shell of himself. And just not exactly the same person that I used to know. And it hurts to see him that way. But as far as Jacory goes, I felt as if I owed him an explanation as to why we're all, I'm always dragging him over here to see this person that Jacory's probably seen this man. Jacory's 11.
Yeah.
He's probably seen this man. You could probably count on two hands how many times Jacory has seen this man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I felt like I owed him an explanation as to why we're, every so often we go over to this place and we see this person that I identify as my father, that I identify as his grandfather. But it's like, oh, well, my pop is the guy in Manassas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I felt like I owed him an explanation. Like who, why are we always going over here? Like, why, why? Like, we go over here every so often, and we just be here for 15, 20 minutes saying hellos and, that type of shit. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
So we left from there, and I was just in the car, and it's holding back tears.
Yeah.
Like I am now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holding back tears. Just trying to tell him, like,
you're good, man. You're good, man. Hold on. Yeah, take your time. Take your time.
Holding back tears. Just trying to explain to him, because I want to be able to speak. Hold on.
We have all the time in the world.
Hold on.
We're all willing to wait. We're all willing to wait.
Just trying to get him to understand that me and my dad's relationship is very strained. Very strained. You know what I'm saying? And hold on.
You're good, man.
Shit. You're good. No, I want to get this story out though. Yeah. I want to get this story out. Just super strained relationship, you know what I'm saying? And how ultimately I don't want me and his relationship to be like that. Shit. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh shit! I'm fucking. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh fuck! That's crazy. That shit. Nah, man. That's very true.
Yeah.
I think you can make all the right decisions and make sure that that doesn't happen.
Ooh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I've definitely talked on here before. You know, Jacory doesn't live with me. He lives with his mom out of state. And I don't know. I'm just doing my fucking best.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all we can do.
Just doing my fucking best to make sure that he doesn't feel as if our relationship is strained. And that's not to say that, you know, I'm out here fucking my life up, doing a bunch of drugs, not taking care of him, because that's the complete opposite.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It's not like that at all.
Yeah, nah, this nigga Jacory got crab legs. All this nigga. all this nigga Jacory know is crab legs, fresh lineups, and J's, and vacations.
No, I'm just trying my best to make sure that he understands that I'm doing my best, even though he's hundreds of miles away most of the year. I'm just doing my best. I don't want me and his relationship to be like that.
But when you guys are together, like when he looks at you and you guys spend time together and you guys talk about things and spend time, like how does it feel? Like how does it seem like he feels around you?
Oh nah, I'm sure he has the time of his fucking life with me.
Yeah. Okay.
Nah, I don't truly feel that he feels like, you know, I wish my dad was better at this, better than that. You know, I'm sure the kid in him is like, my dad, he didn't give me that $10 for Roblox.
Yeah,
you know, like, you know, kid shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just I don't want any resemblance.
Yeah.
Of the relationship that me and my dad have with me and Jacory at all.
That is another huge point that the conversation I had with my old friend last night was about was about abuse. It could be self abuse. It could be abuse, you know, domestic abuse. But it's doubly sad. It's sad because you're looking at the situation that someone's abuse, again, even self abuse, can cause, can foster, and the bridges it can burn amongst loved ones and relatives. And again, that second degree of sadness comes because, you know, a lot of the time, well, dude, people are just doing what they know.
I've also, like, cause like my sister on my biological father, her side, you know, she'll hit me up every once in a while, like, hey, Keon, you know, dad, he'd like to hear from you, you know, just, you know, try calling every once in a while. And I want to do that. I do. Just, I don't know. I don't have a lot to say to him. Even in his state, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of sickness. I just don't have a lot to say, you know? And just how you were talking about earlier about just being around your family and just being fake and acting like everything's all cool. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not.
It's not. So, two things here. Two things here. Obviously, I already talked about, how I just want to make sure that me and Jacory's relationship isn't like that. But also, don't let your family or just shit. This probably should have been my last words, but don't let your family or your emotions guilt trip you into forcing something like this when you know that you need to take the time to really figure out your own emotions about it. That's all I got.
You want to make those last words, man? You want to get out of here?
What time?
I think
where we at?
it doesn't even matter to me. I feel like what we've created today is more than enough. I feel like this hour, what the fuck we got here? This hour 20 is just as valuable as any 3-hour long pod.
Yeah, that's cool.
Thank you, everybody. Episode 92. Love you guys. Peace. Oh, God.